All right, in this session, we're going to take a look at the first two sections of the Auto Parts Auto case. That we know that this is due the Sunday after the final exam. So I would assuming if you're watching this video, it's after the final exam. Knowing that, you were looking for pressure, you're under pressure, time pressure. Okay, Auto Parts Auto case. Before submitting your final draft of the consultant report, please read carefully all instructions. I will dock you 10% right off the bat if you don't follow the instructions precisely. And one of the instructions says, don't give me any of your Excel files. I don't want to see them. Otto Emissions is the founder and president of Otto's Auto Parts Company. Produces environmental friendly automobile products that reduce and eliminate toxic and harmful emissions. Otto has learned that you've studied business analytics under the world-renowned purveyor of knowledge, your dear and beloved Prof. Me. How true, how true. Otto has hired you as a consultant to analyze several business problems he has and recommend courses of action. He has several manufacturing plants across the U.S. These problems concern the plant located in where? And where's the plant located? Yeah, I know South Dakota. What city? The capital of South Dakota, also known as Pierre, South Dakota. It is not pronounced Pierre. I'm from South Dakota, born on a farm, literally born on a farm, literally. I'm not sure whether it was a veterinarian or an MD who came out and did it. Let me tell you, the reports vary. Anyway, the capital of South Dakota was founded by some French trappers. One of them was named Pierre. In South Dakota, we hate the French. So we call it Pierre, South Dakota. Please refer to it as Pierre, South Dakota. The first area requiring your assistance is the tool crib. Employees in the fabrication and assembly work centers go to the tool crib to check out tools shown on the routing sheet to make catalytic converters. Then they return the tools. Otto conducted a study and found the average number of is 25 trips per tool crib per hour by these two work centers. Workers inside the tool crib process a tool request or return in an average of 4 minutes each. The workers in the tool crib make $10 plus L, where L is the next to the last digit of your student ID. Whatever your last two digits are, LM, the last two digits of your student ID, use that. Use the M. So if your last two digits are 19, let's say 18, okay, then you would be using $11 for your tool crib worker cost, because you're 18, your M is a 1, and then the your assembly workers would get $48 per hour, and your fabrication workers would be $50 per hour. 8 being your M, your last digit. All right, so utilizing first we calculate the average wage rate, and it's not just these two divided by 2. It's kind of like you do your GPA. I got this many units at this and this many units at that, but the bottom line is your average wage rate of the assembly and fabrication workers is 41.29 plus M. Then you head out to your app that I I've posted out there for you. And this app is good for any queuing problem that you encounter. And I had a student a couple of semesters ago who ran a delivery service and said, "Hey, thanks. This is remarkably helpful to me," and sent me a nice thank you through email. No check attached, of course. I get these thank yous. I learned a lot from you. Thought you were a real creep. Oh, but actually, a lot of these have true. Thank you so much. Where's the check? I actually had a current student try to buy me give me a very nice present. Thank me. I said, wait till you're an alumni, okay? Then send it, okay? I can't take the money from current students. So the arrival rate's already set up for you. The service rate is set up for you. The tool crib workers can process a tool in 4 minutes, right? How many 4-minute increments are there in an hour? 15. So I need at least how many workers in the tool crib? I got to cover 25, tool crib issues per hour. 15 and 15 is 30, right? So Otto thinks, around 2 would do it. 30 can handle 25, right? 30, being able to do 30 requests an hour and coming in an average rate of 25, should be no problem, right? Well, Otto hasn't heard about randomness and its effect on queues. So then I go to put my particular tool crib cost, and if my last digits were 1.8, I'd put 11 in there, and I'd put 49.29 there. If it was an 8, that's what I would get. And as soon as I hit return, it recalculates all the numbers for me. Ooh, isn't that slick? So we look down this column. We're trying to minimize the total cost. And the total cost is minimized by what? 4 tool crib workers. Okay. And at 4 tool crib workers, our average, the 4 workers at 11 bucks each, 44, and our average wasted wage by the shop workers standing in line is 85.76. And the shop people make a lot more money than the tool crib people. And it gives me a bunch of other stuff here. Well, let's look at the graph. There's the graph, which indicates, okay, we go boom, 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 and our winner is right there. That is the lowest total cost per hour right there. And what else would you mention in your report? P0? I don't know what that is. Average number of workers waiting to be served? I don't know. Average number at the crib? I don't know. Time is money. What's Otto interested in? Money. So the 0.0029 is interesting. Okay. I might give them the 0.0696, but you're going to do this as a user friendly, right? 12 seconds or whatever that turns out to be. Multiply by 60, multiply by 60, and you'll get it into seconds. And then the tool crib idle percent is 58.3. Why is that important? That's a lot of idle time. We got 4 workers idle 58% of the time. We got a ton of idle time at the tool crib. We could find something more productive for them to do at the tool crib, then that would be found money. So what are we going to do? We're going to cut this graph and paste it into our report. That's what we're going to do. And for the first time I've ever done this, I must be getting senile or easy, or just, turned over a new leaf to be a nice guy. I don't think it's that either. Or I'll write the first section for you. How's that? But now I want the next 4 sections to be like this. Okay? So this is how you should write any kind of report you do. The first sentence, you club them over the head with the best stuff you got. You command their attention. Don't start with some boring stuff about queuing theory, this or that. Hit them with your best shot of what you have for them that'll impact them. I used a powerful technique called queuing theory to determine that the optimal staffing for your tool crib is 4 employees, which will minimize your average cost per hour to $31.50 as illustrated in the graph below. And that first sentence, get them. Okay, then go into more detail. The factory workers are employed to fabricate and assemble auto parts, so when they are checking out or returning tools to the tool crib, their wages, averaging $41.29 or whatever it is per hour, is being wasted. Tool crib workers are significantly paid less at $11 per hour. Are paid significantly less. The chart shows that the factory workers' waiting cost goes down as the number of tool crib workers increases, while the tool crib cost labor increases. Queuing theory allows us to find the optimal balance between the factory workers waiting for the service and the cost of the tool crib workers providing the service. The point that achieves the minimum total cost per hour is 4 workers. With 4 workers, the tool crib cost is $44 and the lost wages is $81.40. Then I tell them a little bit about queuing. Queuing theory is a business analytics tool where a mathematical model is constructed that represents waiting lines, queues at service facilities. The configuration model at the tool crib is called a multiple channel single phase system, where there is one queue where factory workers wait before they are channeled into the next available tool crib worker who provides the single service, checkout or return. Waiting lines in the tool crib are caused by variability. Variability in the arrivals of the factory workers or variability in the time it takes to provide the tool. When 4 tool crib employees are used, the average time for a tool crib worker before starting service at the tool crib is 10.4 seconds. Average total time, wait plus service, is 4 minutes, 10.4 seconds. Since factory workers are compensated at a much higher rate than tool crib workers, that should be an A. I just wrote this before class. It is overall cheaper to have extra tool crib employees than to make factory work. With 4 workers, the tool crib is idle 58.3% of the time. This means that an 8-hour shift, the tool crib employees are idle 18.7 hours. This time is fragmented, but if it is a potential resource that the company could utilize to find something productive for these people to do, whatever. I don't know if I stated that well, but I will post this, so you'll have that available if and when you decide to do the paper. So section 1 is done for you. You just plug in your numbers. All you do is plug in your own different numbers, and I'll take it exactly as is. Our next case, section of the auto part, deals with the multi-period inventory problem. Otto purchases special titanium covers course, catalytic converters from a supplier in California. The covers come in boxes containing 200 units, and we must order by the box. Weekly demand is normally distributed. The supplier is not totally reliable. The time between when we submit the order and we receive the product is 1 to 3 weeks. We only will consider reorder points in units of 200 units, in increments of 200 units. And so demand is normally distributed. Different mean different standard deviation, right? Then our number 4. The lead times are exactly the same as number 4. Eh? And your holding costs and your cost of ordering and your shortage costs are different than number 4. But it's identical to number 4 because all multi-inventory problems will have the same column headings. Our costs, you use the next to the last digit, right? And your last digit to get the costs involved. So, can we work together on the paper? Sure. Work in your study groups, no problem. But, you know, you're going to have different results. Okay, download the Excel app called Otto Case Simulation app. Go to the worksheet named Input and then put in the yellow cells. All right. So here I go. Auto parts simulation. I go to the input. Okay, and the 400 to 50 are set for you. You need to put in your particular holding cost and 0.21. You know, if I would do my 1.8 again, and then I'd put 2.80 as my shortage cost if I'm doing 1.8 as my digits. So I'm good to go. If you look at the simulation sheet, well, looky. Exactly the same, right? What we just learned. That's it. Costs are spread out a little more. Yeah, that's it. Okay, we go to strategy. Now, our strategies can be, you know, any combination. We got tons of strategies, combinations we can do, tons of them. So we limit it. I help you out here. So when prompted, after you click run, do the beginning inventory, beginning order quantity of 800 and the increment of 200, and the order point go with 400 and 200. All right, so what that means is we go to our thing and I say run, and I say start with my beginning order quantity of 800 and do an increment of 200. And then go with the order point of 400 and do an increment of 200. And boom, 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 boom. It is doing simulations of 2,000 repetitions for every one of those combinations. So instead of us sitting here and running them one after another, 36 different combinations of 6 across the top, 6 across the bottom, 36 combinations, you know, that we've just run 2,000 times each. You know, we construct the model to give me an idea of where the optimal might be. And we're looking for cheap, right? So where's the cheapest we got? Is that it? Is it the 281 the cheapest? Huh? That's it, huh? So, you know, right off the bat, we can see that the winner's probably what? That one or that one or this one or this one. You know, it's one of these, right? One of these three is probably the winner. Okay. And it's right now it looks like it's this or this, huh? That at this point right now, we probably know that the reorder point should be 1,000, but we're not quite sure whether we should be ordering 1,200 or 1,400, right? Because that's where the two are bottoming out. So take the two minimum cost ones you have and then run them again. Okay, we run them again in the following manner. Okay, what's my first one? I'm going to order 1,000 at 1,200. All right. So what's my quantity? 1,200. Now I put the increment of 0. But what's it doing now? It's running that same combination over and over and over and over and over again. I just ran that combination 72,000 times. So this table average is probably a pretty good idea of where the expected value is. It's probably around 281. Don't put 281.33. Do not do that. It's around 281. And that's for uh, uh, ordering 1,200 whenever inventory is, it's 1,000. Okay, 281.33. See if I can remember that. So then run your other choice, which was what, 1,400? 0. All right. Boom, 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 boom. The other one won, right? By a hair. It's real close, right? The nice thing about inventory problems, they're referred to as hand grenade problems. As long as we get close, we get the desired effect, right? They're dead. So they're the minimization of the curve is very flat. So we can't necessarily have to squeeze the last penny out of it. We're going to be close. So technically, our answer was the other one, right? Okay. Let's go back and rerun it then. So you got to go back, and for the one you're going to pick, let's rerun it. The queuing app I gave you works for every queuing situation you'll find. This simulation app is only good for this one specific problem, so it is not a general purpose. Hey, we even did better, huh? 250, 22. It's still rounded off around the 281 we thought. Right? All right, so we're going to recommend, yes, sir. Because we've only done a simulation of 72,000 repetitions, right? No. Look at this simulation feed here, okay? I ran this simulation where totally different numbers are redrawn over and over and over and over again. I will not get the same result exactly unless I run a million repetitions. And then I'll get it exactly by the law of large numbers. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab this graph right here, okay? And that's what you're going to use. You're going to put that in your paper, and then you're going to start. What's your first sentence going to be on this section? I use the most powerful technique available when conditions of uncertainty exist, and found that your optimal strategy is to order 1,200 units whenever your inventory hits 1,000. And by doing so, you will minimize your average weekly cost to around $281 as shown in the chart below. And then you'll talk about the beauty of the law of large numbers, which is, that this is flatlining. It's going to hover around the expected value And the more repetitions we do, the flatter it's going to be. Okay. And that's your second section. But this is you will cut and paste this picture and insert it into your paper. The midterm and the final exam, they measure your technical knowledge of what we do in the course. The paper measures your knowledge of what the stuff means, how it's used, and that's its purpose. When you discard the class notes, and burn me an effigy after you get your grade, don't throw away the paper. I have had students take this research paper with them to job interviews. Okay, what's it been now? 2.5 years ago, student comes to my office, just crying about the third week of class. Maintenance to pop up after her. Just, she lost her job. What happened? Her boss got fired, and of course, the new person wanted their own staff, which is, how a lot of people lose their jobs, and there's change in management. Oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Well, should I drop the class at this point, or should I stay? She sticks it out. She gets to the end. And then 2 weeks after the class, I get an email from her. No check enclosed, of course. I took this is a true story. I took your paper with me, a job of where I had an opportunity. They needed some healthcare provider where we need to analyze the results of their operation. We needed business analytics, and we got the job on the spot. On the spot, I did showing the paper. So, yeah, keep the paper, keep the red book. All right, so that's it. I shouldn't have recorded that. I should have stopped as soon as I